Alright, so, as the road ahead told us, we are getting a new GL, and it's going to be Ahsoka Tano. Personally, I kind of have mixed feelings about this. On one hand, I think that's a pretty cool choice. You know, Ahsoka is almost as iconic as Obi-Wan and Anakin. Obviously, Star Wars is supposed to be about Anakin and his lineage. It's supposed to be the Skywalker saga. You know, I mean, they try to maintain that with Rey by having her adopt the last name, but that's stupid. She's a Palpatine, apparently. But, yeah, Ahsoka was obviously Anakin's Padawan, and then, like, when Anakin fell, she kind of, well, I guess it was before then, but, you know, she ends up kind of leaving the ways, but she always has a certain love for Anakin, and like everyone else, she feels sad to see that he became Darth Vader and all this. And, yeah, she really is, for all intents and purposes, a galactic legend. It is a very solid fit. However, the thing I'm not too pumped about is I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be, well, not probably, it is going to be modeled after the TV series Ahsoka. And that version of Ahsoka is kind of, how do I explain this, like a letdown. Like, the show sucked. You know, I feel like that version of Ahsoka, she was so boring and bland and just, ugh. Like, her lightsaber skills were horrible. What battle was it? Who did she fight? I don't know. Her skills just sucked, though. The choreography was slow. And I feel like Ahsoka, if she was real, would be way better than that. And, yeah, it's just a crappy version of her. So I'm not really a fan of that. But I guess if we just take the character as an idea, then this is super fitting and pretty cool. So, yeah. Also, they always have one light side, one dark side. Now, before, they used to drop them in pairs, but ever since they did Jabba, they've been doing separately. You know, we got Jabba, and then we got Leia later. Was it Leia, or... yeah, it was Leia. I was gonna say it was Kenobi, but no, Kenobi was with Lord Vader. So, this time they went backwards. They're giving us the light side one first. So it's like, well, who are we gonna get for dark side? A lot of speculation out there is we're gonna get a new GL Thrawn. That would be kind of cool, but I don't know if... I mean, Galactic Legends are supposed to be... you know, they're called a Galactic Legend. You'd think it'd be somebody who's actually legendary. Like, honestly, we should have a GL Vader. Which, in a way, we do. We have Lord Vader, but that's Anakin. That's fallen Anakin. That's not really GL Vader. I'm talking about GL Vader, like an actual Darth Vader. That's GL status is what we should have. That's a Galactic Legend. We should have a GL Yoda. He's a Galactic Legend. In a way, like I said, Ahsoka, she actually kind of is a Galactic Legend. But, I don't know if Thrawn really has that status. I mean, if you count everything, like the EU and all that, then yeah, he's kind of GL-ish, but if you count everything that's more like canon, I don't know if he has enough status about him to be considered a legend. But it still would be cool. I mean, the current Thrawn we have is kind of cool. He was really good at one point. Now, you know, his utility's mildly fallen off with the release of a lot more characters and factions and stuff. So a new one could re-energize him. But, yeah, I don't know. That's just what is kind of floating around for now. Because, you know, they're taking her, you know, this Ahsoka from the Ahsoka show. And Thrawn was, like, the main bad guy from that show. I mean, there's nobody else you could really choose. There was, that one Sith-ish guy. He was kind of cool, but he's not a Galactic Legend. We saw him only in that show for a little bit. And then you have the Night Sister woman, Morgan, whatever the heck her name was. She's not no legend either, so... Thrawn kind of is your only option, I guess, if you're going to pick from that show. But anyways, let's get into it. So this says, hey all, hey Holotable Heroes, we're excited to announce 2 exciting things coming to Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. The next GL coming to the Holotables, and a puzzle hunt that we will be kicking off over the coming months. So, they say a puzzle hunt, what does this exactly mean? Is this like the one they did before, like in, what was it, 2021 or 22 or something like that? Where it was literally all around the world. Like, there was one specific place in Japan that somebody had to find a clue. So there was another one in, like, Paris or something. Is it going to be weird and obnoxious like that? Or is it going to be something more reasonable that you just have to, like, surf the web and find the answers? I don't know. Also, usually when they announce a GL, it takes forever for the character to come to the game. So even though we're being told now that we're going to have a GL Ahsoka, we're probably not going to see her until, I don't know, maybe October, November, at their typical rate, you know. For like this one, we're probably going to get like her first set of requirements. Then like the beginning of next month, we'll get her next set of requirements. Maybe not the next month, maybe in a couple weeks we'll get the next set. Then in a couple more weeks, but that will be like beginning of August, we'll have her last set of requirements. And then, you know, so it's probably not until September, October maybe that she'll actually be in the game. So anyways, though, we're pleased to announce that Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano is coming to the game towards the end of the year. Oh, there it is. Very next line, towards the end of the year. Exactly, though, like I said. So, what does that mean? More like November? I'm looking at this thing right here, though. What does this mean? It's got the 4 group... Oh, is this like her pathway thing? They're putting the characters in little balls instead of having them listed out like they used to do? That's kind of cool, I guess, being a little creative. As with all Galactic Legends, Ahsoka Tano will have required characters, I forgot the S, in order to obtain her. And here's where the puzzle hunt comes in. From now until Ahsoka Tano's release coming later in the year, we'll be releasing regular puzzles over the coming months, which, when solved, will uncover new characters, their dates, and parts of their kit. I mean, that's cool and all, but who cares? Like... Even if you just say you're like super good at puzzles and you solved it like day one. Oh, I know what character's coming in their kit. Yeah, well, it doesn't do you any good until the character's actually in the game, until the kit is actually in the game. So, alright. Here is the running list of characters and their relic requirement you will need for Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano will be updated as characters are revealed. So, 15 characters plus a space for 16. That's weird. What is that gap supposed to mean? Anyways, we have Night Trooper. That's kind of expected. That character is technically not even in the game yet. As of recording, today is Tuesday, July 2nd, and I think the event for Night Trooper is Thursday around noonish Eastern time. Or so, 1 o'clock? When is it? 1, 2 o'clock? Somewhere around there. So, there's no chance of even having him yet. Ahsoka Tano Snips, Relic 9. General Anakin Skywalker, Relic 8, and Asajj Ventress, Relic 5. So there's a few things to call out right now. First off, Snips being Relic 9. Well, it's expected that Snips would need to be part of the requirements because, I mean, she is Ahsoka. She's young Ahsoka, so I wouldn't even doubt it if Fulcrum ends up being part of the requirements, you know, because she's an Ahsoka as well. But the Relic 9, like, seriously? So far, for GLs, there's never been a Relic 9 requirement. I mean, we do have Leviathan that has Relic 9 requirements, so I guess it makes sense that they're sneaking them in over to the GLs. But, yeah, we haven't had that yet. The worst one has been Lord Vader with his 4 Relic 8 requirements. Now you have 1 for Relic 9. So, and that's just right now. Who knows how many this will end up having. Maybe she'll have 4 Relic 9 requirements, which will just be absolutely insane. But, I will say this much. So far, for what we do have, I mean, a free-to-play player can actually kind of get this stuff done relatively quickly. I mean, I might even start working on this just because. I mean, for one, General Anakin Skywalker, Relic 8. That's also a requirement for Lord Vader. So if you have Lord Vader, you already have this requirement anyways. Done. Asajj Ventress, Relic 5. A lot of people have worked on their Night Sisters. I personally haven't gotten that far along with my Night Sisters, but a lot of people have. So that's actually super reasonable. A lot of people might already have Relic 5 Asajj. Boom. Requirement number 2 done. As far as Snips, I mean, mine is Relic 7, and I'm thinking that was for a requirement. It might have been for General Anakin Kenobi or something. So that means you should already have her probably Relic 7. So even though going to Relic 8 and Relic 9 is a pain in the dick, I mean, you're already starting at Relic 7. You got a lot of the work already done. It's just 2 more relics. Boom, you got that requirement. The only requirement that's going to be a pain in the dick is Night Trooper. One, he's not even in the game yet. And then when he does finally get in the game, you gotta wait for him to be farmable. Unless you're a whale or a kraken, then who cares? You're just gonna go crazy and buy him. But if you're not, and you're free to play like me, well, then it's gonna take you some time. But that's really the only one you gotta focus on. It's kind of like when Leia came out, and it was Nisa, and Scout Trooper, and Rex, and Drogon. Those were the new characters that you needed to farm for. But I got them all finished into Relic 7 and everything even before they became accelerated. So this is very reasonable that you could have decent progress on Night Trooper by the time she's even released. Yeah, you might not be, as a free-to-play player, you might not be able to get her launch day, but so far, with these requirements, you're getting pretty dang close. I mean, obviously there's a lot more to go, and I'm sure there's a lot more characters they're going to be releasing, so there's all that to contend with, but as is, you know, it's relatively not so bad. Yeah, the Relic 9 is a stupid dick move, but, you know, like I said, you should already probably have snips at Relic 7, so you're pretty close. Anyways, and then it just says be on the lookout for the next puzzle. I mean, it says for the next puzzle, but, like, what was the first puzzle to begin with? This wasn't even a puzzle. This was an article that they're telling us about her. So, okay, I'll look out for the next article, I guess. Anyways, I guess that's all we got for now. I thought there was a little bit more, but that was it. So that's cool. We got an announcement. We got more details on GL Ahsoka coming. And yeah, be on the lookout, I guess, over the coming months for the rest of her requirements and all that. And yeah, thanks for checking this out with me. And until next time, I said see ya.